this NCAA tournament, March Madness. Again, beautiful day. We're out here at ZAXBY'S filming. Thank you to ZAXBY'S. So let's start with the women. The women's tournament has been amazing as always, and I think we're both doing pretty well with our picks.
I think I have like I have over 500. I think I have like 580 points.
Yeah. You're
Something
doing
like that,
doing
yeah.
pretty well with your points. We're both in the ESPN bracket challenge there. So as far as our final four for the women, breaking news as far as filming this right now, NC State just won. That was my pick.
Yep.
So my picks are still alive. My champion's still alive, and I have three of my final four teams still alive for the women. So I have NC State, who I picked to win it. I have South Carolina. I have Stanford. And then I did not have, I've had Baylor. So Baylor lost, right? So I am going to go with, Tennessee as my other Final Four now for the women. So I have three of my four still alive. But I think you have all four.
I have all four. I have all four.
Okay, who are your Final Four for the women?
It stays the same. So it's still South Carolina.
Okay.
Louisville, Stanford, and UConn.
Okay.
With UConn beating South Carolina.
Okay, yeah, and you have UConn beating it all, winning it all. So UConn's about to play. So by the time this airs, that will be determined. So we'll see how well you're doing there. But so far so good. There have been some upsets. There have not been as many upsets with the women as the men, but there definitely have been some. Now. One thing, it's funny that I want to
Baylor lost early.
Yes, Baylor lost, and a lot of people picked them. And I think that's why Louisville is feeling disrespected. I read an article on ESPN last night that Louisville feels they're being disrespected, although they're a number one seed. I thought that was interesting.
That was kind of...
that
was interesting.
Yeah, so I dug deeper, and apparently they're feeling disrespected because they're just following the brackets, and they see that people are like myself, pick Baylor and other teams to win, so they feel a little disrespected. But again, as you know, once teams start playing that card, I start to back away. I'm leery about them because I feel that they're too concerned about that than the game. That's my concern about St. Peter's. I feel that now they're a little too concerned about that. I don't know how they're going to finish.
Yeah, that's the thing about some of these. That's the thing about some of these teams that are Cinderellas. Like they have. It's like once they start playing the disrespect card, then they worry about that more than just coming out and playing ball. Like Houston, Houston, they just come out and play ball and play defense.
Exactly, they come out and play ball, play defense. That's one of the things I love about them. And I picked them. I love them, but after this next game, if they start playing that card, I will be concerned about them. I don't think they will, but I think you really have to be locked in. That can't be your only calling card, is that nobody expects us to be here.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, we'll continue to follow the women, continue to make our picks there. Let's transition to the men here. Wow. Super excited. I mean, St. Peter's.
Crazy.
Everybody's bracket, I know, is completely busted. A lot of people don't have any teams left in the tournament right now. A little windy out here.
Oh, yeah.
But we happen to have, at least we both have two left.
I have two.
We have our championship teams left, and we also have one additional team left. Why don't you tell us, what's going on your side for the men?
All right. Well, I did have Duke and Kansas in my starting Final Four. They're both still in it.
Okay.
But for my others, I have Houston. I think they'll beat Villanova.
Yeah.
And I have the underdog, the new and improved St. Peter's.
The Peacocks.
The Peacocks.
Okay, you got
St.
the
Peter's
Peacocks.
Peacocks.
Okay.
In the Final Four.
Wow. Okay, St. Peter's Peacocks in the Final Four.
Yep.
That could happen. Now, is that more wishful thinking because you have Duke? That would potentially, if Duke is lucky enough to get by their next game tonight, which I know you'll be very nervous about, if they're lucky enough to get past that, are you hoping that St. Peter's makes it because you think that'll be an easier match, or you really think that they're just better?
I don't know if Carolina can handle St. Peter's.
Okay.
They play defense. They got some really great players. I am concerned about them playing the nobody believes in this card.
Yeah.
But still, I think that I still think that they can beat Carolina. And Carolina's been inconsistent.
They have been inconsistent.
Yep. Yeah, you never know if they're gonna lose to a team like Virginia Tech, or get blown out by Virginia Tech, or they're gonna beat Duke or Baylor. Yes. So you never know about them.
That's a great point. I noticed that with Carolina, you never know what team's going to show up, even half to half. Oftentimes they'll start slow, they'll turn it on. As they get deeper into the tournament, they're not going to be able to do that. They don't have the same intensity throughout the game, so that's my biggest concern about them. I do hope that they win, because I hope they win, I hope Duke wins, because that would be a great matchup to see them play again for what that would be the third time this year, and to play. And everybody now at this point is wanting to be the team that ends Coach K's coaching history. I saw so much on social media about people saying, "Oh, please let St. Peter's play Duke and be the 15 seed that ends Coach K's career." I saw a bunch of people saying that. Obviously, Carolina would love to do that, to win the last game in Cameron and then beat them in the Final Four.
They would love that.
That would be a big notch for them.
That would be great for them, but definitely not for me. Definitely not for me.
So I am rooting for the drama of that. So we'll see what happens there. But tonight we've got Villanova and Houston. Again, I'm hoping Houston can pull it off. They've been strong. I picked Houston from the very beginning because I've been watching them over the last several years. They show up every day. They're very well coached. They're one of the best offensive rebounding teams, and they just bring it. They're a total tough out. They make the clutch baskets as well. They're underrated from an offensive standpoint. They have great offensive sets. So I'm going to continue to ride H-Town all the way through, and we'll see what happens. But it would be cool if, since we both have Duke and Houston, they're on a collision course, if that happens to be the championship matchup. What do you think about
that? There would be a lot of fire being tossed. There would be a lot of fire being tossed. I would be super hyped.
Yes.
And especially with Carolina being out of it.
Yes.
So that would bring me lots of joy.
That'll be big. Well, we will root for that. We'll see if that happens.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, people may be sick and tired of us if that happens, because we will be bragging and going on and on and on about how we had the two winners, and then one of us will ultimately be right. We know that'll be me. It will not be you.
No. Now that NFL playoff success is going to carry on. It's going to carry on.
All right. Well, good segment. Let's get into the next one. We have our first guest ever on Pick'em Pros. We have Mr. Michael Sims, a Michigan, Detroit expert, aficionado, guru, fanatic, lover, whatever else we want to call him. Thank you so much for being here.
Hey, it's my pleasure. My pleasure. I am excited to be on Pick'em Pro, baby. I am excited to be on here and the first guest on Pick'em Pro.
Absolutely. Well, first off, before we get started, we think the world of you. You're a friend of us with everything else that we have going on. Congratulations on becoming a town councilman here for the town of Clayton, where we are. So congratulations on that.
I appreciate that.
All right. Well, hey, we are in the middle of March Madness, down to the Elite Eight. Just tell us what are your thoughts on what's going on right now?
Well, of course, you can see I'm hardcore Michigan, and I'm happy that we made it to the Sweet 16. But I am upset that we lost to Villanova. I wasn't able to make the good picks like you two here at Pick'em Pros, with Duke and Houston. But I do think that we, there's some growing that we can do. It was good with the team that he got in there. I just think we kind of got out-coached at the end of the day. If you was watching the games, they should have pounded it inside against Villanova, and they didn't. And at the end of the day, they just beat us out.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Villanova, I'm a little concerned about them with the game tonight with Houston. Houston plays great defense. So one of the reasons I picked Houston is because I never have to worry about them showing up. I don't have to worry about them playing intense basketball. I don't have to worry about them playing great defense. But from what you've seen from Villanova, do you have any thoughts on the matchup between Houston in Villanova tonight.
Yeah, well, you brought up a very good thing. One of the good things is that Houston does play good defense, and that was a fault with Michigan. So I think at the end of the day, yeah, even though as much as I hate to kind of go over there on your side, I think Houston has a hardcore, good advantage in looking towards them. And again, and honestly, I think Duke has a chance, and North Carolina, to advance to the Final Four. So it's going to be very, very interesting. But you cannot deny the coaching that's going on with St. Peter's. I mean, this is the first time ever a number 15 has made it to the Elite Eight. So got to give that coach a hand clap and praise and say, hey, let's see what he can do against Carolina.
Yes. They have been phenomenal. I think that coach can write his own ticket right now. It's just amazing to see a number 15 seed do what they're doing. My only concern about St. Peter's, I think they are talented enough to go all the way and win the championship. My concern with them is that they're playing the, no one expected us to be here card too much now, right? Because in the interview last night, right after the game, he was like, what are you going to say now? What are you going to say now? It's like, okay, we're trying to congratulate you, right? What are you going to say now? What are you going to say now? And then the players came over and whatnot, and I'm concerned that, okay, that got them here, but I feel they're going to play into that too much. And I don't know if I think that might hold them back now.
And you remember that's the old Gonzaga, way back in the day. That's the old Gonzaga call. Hey, we ain't supposed to be here. We ain't supposed to be here. And to your point, I mean, they're playing very good basketball. And if you look at the NCAA right now and what's happening with March Madness, it's no longer you're looking at the elite teams and conferences that's being there. It's the teams who are having the more seasoned players who have stayed longer with their team. So the one and done in some ways is affecting those major teams. But again, the little guys now are getting a chance because at the end of the day, one of the things with basketball, when you stay on and you play together for a long time, when you get in tournaments, that really, it matters a lot. Exactly. And we're seeing that.
Yeah. Well, I think we can all agree this is a great time of year. We're having a ball. We'll be glued to our seats, and we'll see what happens with the rest of the tournament.